Another year has come and gone. It's time to talk about WrestleMania 42. Let's fucking go. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Haley. If you're not already familiar with my unfiltered yapping, like, subscribe, and follow so you can listen to me say chaotic things some more. Let's talk about WrestleMania Night 1. I would grade WrestleMania Night 1 as a whole as probably like a letter C, C minus. It just didn't deliver the way that I thought it could have. I didn't dislike it, I just didn't love it. So we start out with the Usos and LA Knight versus IShowSpeed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory, and that was a match. I mean, it was decent. I was really happy that the Usos didn't have to take a loss, so the Usos ended up winning. So LA Knight and the Usos took the W with that match. IShowSpeed did a really cool, like, frog splash. I think he called it an IShowSpeed splash.
Look at the height. Incredible. From the top of the ring post, flying through the air.
Into Logan Paul, so that was like a cool moment that they got. I didn't know he streamed the whole thing while he was performing it too, so that's pretty cool. I don't know that much about streaming, but I will say, like, looking into knowing what it takes to stream on that level, like, I do give him props because he really does stream all the time. But it was cool. It was an okay match. It gave IShowSpeed an opportunity to, like, live out a childhood dream, and he was putting in work, you know, learning how to do wrestling moves and stuff. So it was an okay match. Like, if I had to rate it from a 1 to a 10, I guess I'd give it probably like a 6. I didn't hate it. I just don't think it was the best match, and that's at no fault of, like, the Usos or LA Knight. It's just the circumstances that they were in. After that, we had Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually really enjoyed this match. I kind of wish I would have saw a little more. Like, I was expecting someone to be really bleeding by the end of it, and they weren't, but that's okay. That's okay. I still feel like they gave each other a really good match, and if Drew would get off of his phone at work and stop taking videos and pictures every single WrestleMania, he might actually win a match. After that, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The Bella Twins versus Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Lyra Valkyria, Bailey, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. Truthfully, I didn't know who was going to go into. I just didn't know who was going to win. I really had no idea which direction they were going to go in, because I know that Nia Jax and Lash Legend holding those titles was like a big thing that just happened more recently. So I wasn't really sure. Nikki Bella got hurt a couple weeks ago. She said, no, I'm still fine. I can still wrestle in this WrestleMania match. Don't worry about it. It's Brie's first Mania back. So they come to enter the ring, and Nikki tells everybody that she actually isn't cleared to fight in the match. So someone else will be replacing her. And boom, Paige music hits, and the crowd goes wild, and I go wild because I loved Paige. I have loved her since the day that she took that title off AJ Lee, her first Monday Night Raw coming up from NXT. She has just been one of my favorites since then. I was really sad when she got hurt. A couple of times she got hurt, and then I was even more ecstatic to see her get back in the ring at AEW, but you could tell that it didn't really feel like home for her. Like, I think she was enjoying it, but I think as she saw some of her girls come back, that she realized, like, this is where she wanted to be. So Brie Bella and Paige are your new women's tag team champions, and that was just like a really special moment. And the Bellas and AJ and Paige all take a picture backstage together, like it was old times, and it just made, like, my heart want to explode. So that was a really special moment. After that, Gunther and Seth tore the house down. I actually think that this was my favorite match of the night, truthfully. There didn't even need to be a story for me, because that man came out in black sclera contacts and smoke coming out of his jacket, and he's still being like Seth, but it's like a darker side to it, and I like that. I like that he's been in all black, and he's like, you could tell he is like just taking a darker approach to it, and I feel like it just fits his character so well. But him and Gunther tore the house down. Amazing match. Fucking Braun Breaker decides that he's going to get involved. Comes out, gets involved, spears Seth, yada yada. Gunther ends up winning. I don't think it really mattered who won this match, because it wasn't, like, I think just seeing them wrestle the way they wrestle in the ring, like, not a lot of people can wrestle the style that they do, and when it's done correctly and together, like, that's what you would call good graps. But it was really good. The match was really good. Like, I had to go back and watch it again because it was so good. So that was my favorite match of the night last night. Seth Rollins won my Bad Bitch Award of the night. For every PLE moving forward, I will be picking a Bad Bitch of the night. It doesn't have to be a girl, or it could be a girl or a boy, but just somebody who was the Bad Bitch of the night. And that went to Mr. Seth Rollins. So, enjoy your Crown King. Sorry about your L. Moving on, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. And this match, it was good. I was surprised at the outcome. I didn't see AJ Lee losing to Becky, but she did. Becky's just going to keep that IC title and keep trying to elevate it. I mean, it's definitely not a bad position for her to be in, because she has people talking about that title. So I'm not mad about it. I just didn't think AJ Lee would be giving up the title. Well, not giving up. I didn't think she was going to lose, but her entrance was with a bunch of her family and other little girls that came out to the ring behind her with her outfit, like the boots and all, skipping with her, and she said that she never got to say goodbye to her fans before, and like that was her way of thanking everybody who has stayed by her side for the last 10 years and wore her gear and chanted her name and did her walk and came and saw her at even like non-wrestling events. It was for all of us. So I just thought that was so sweet. And then she made it seem like she was gonna be not retiring, but like taking a hiatus. I feel, I don't know. So more to come on that.
Oh my God.
More to come on that. We move on to Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. I thought they did a good match. I enjoyed the match. Liv Morgan debuted her new song Trouble. We got to see the music video of it during the week before Mania. And then we got to see her perform it a little bit over to the ring. It's crazy because Liv still has this huge shiner on her head because of Stephanie Vaquer. It's just interesting. So I kept thinking that during this match that Raquel was going to turn on Liv, and that didn't happen. I think it's going to happen in the future. I think that Roxanne and Raquel will be turning against Liv, and it's definitely coming. So that's all I have to say about that, especially because Dom did not beat Finn at their match at night 2, but we will get there. So anyways, Liv Morgan ends up beating Stephanie Vaquer. It was a good match, but I will say I don't feel like any of the women's matches on night 1 got a lot of time. In fact, a lot of the matches in general on night 1 felt a little short. So yeah, not sure what that was about. But then we move on to the match that everybody was excited for, but now we're just like Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Randy Orton has this really cool Viper entrance. It's basically like the same song and everything, but like the way they had this like snake come out, like it kind of did a lot of symbols for his heel turn that, it was just cool to see. He comes out, crowd screaming with him, I hear voices in my head. Cody Rhodes then does this, I don't even know how to explain what his entrance was. It was like every character he had ever played, including Stardust. I know. You're probably like, oh yeah, no, including Stardust. He had that, like, all of their outfits. So, like, when he did the Dashing Cody, and, like, it was just a bunch of different outfits, and then he then came out in what he was wearing, which is, like, that, he always wears that little gold mask thing. It was cool, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely cool. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. And Randy got out to the ring and beat each other's ass. Yes, they did. Both men were bleeding by the end of the match. It did look like that Randy was hurting, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looked like Randy was hurting, and it made me wonder if that would have something to do with the outcome of that match. Well, Cody retained championship, and he has an orbital dome something going on. I'll show you a picture of the black eye. Shit's fucked. He got hurt, so I don't know if the intention was to leave the title on Cody because Randy was hurting, but I think they kind of just like bit themselves in the ass with that one, because now it seems like Cody's hurt. But I did read another really good like point, I guess, that I would have never thought of, is that they probably want Cody and Roman to both go into this whole Street Fighter situation going on, both having those titles, so that it like promotes the WWE more. And I didn't even think about that. But that just even more solidifies that I'm going to have to watch Crown Jewel with them. We'll get to night 2 shortly. So anyways, Cody wins, and then Randy is pissed that Cody wins, and of course Pat McAfee is a part of it. Like, of course he is. Jelly Roll too. Like, who wanted that? And it kind of ends with Randy beating the crap out of Cody some more, pump kicking him, and then walking out, and him like acting like he's listening to the voices. So, I mean, heel Randy, I do feel is here to stay. I would assume that they would get a rematch at Backlash. I'm not really sure, but I am interested to see what happens from here, because I think a lot of the fans are like, okay, so where do we go from here? But it definitely left night 1 kind of like, okay, like, it was interesting. So, overall, I don't think any of the matches were bad. I just don't think any of the matches were like, oh my god, so outstanding. I think that Cody and Randy was good, but it wasn't like what I expected from them. But Seth Rollins and Gunther, we knew they would. They tore the house down. So that was my favorite match of the night last night. Overall, if I had to rate it from like a 1 to 10, I guess I would rate it like a 6. I think that's how I would rate night 1.